The first victim coughed up blood in the middle of the grocery store. No one noticed at first, just another sick person in winter. But then she collapsed, convulsing, her veins blackening beneath her skin like ink spreading through water. By the time the EMTs arrived, her eyes had hemorrhaged, leaving crimson tears streaking her cheeks. 3 hours later, the entire ER was under quarantine. Dr. Alina Carter watched through the observation window as patient zero now strapped to a gurney, her limbs restrained, witched, and writhed. The monitor screamed erratic vitals, but the worst part was the sound she made. A wet, gurgling rasp, like her lungs were dissolving. "We've got 2 more cases," a nurse whispered. "Same symptoms." Then the body on the table jerked upright, tendons snapping as she strained against the straps. Her jaw unhinged, and a thick, black fluid bubbled from her lips. Day 3. The spread the city locked down too late. People fled before the military blockades went up, carrying the sickness with them. It wasn't just the blood, the seizures, the way the infected skin split like overripe fruit. It was the behavior. They didn't just die, they hunted. Lena barricaded herself in her apartment, watching news reports of riots, of hospitals overrun. The infected moved in jerking, unnatural strides, their bodies breaking down even as they lunged for the uninfected. And when they caught someone, the screaming never lasted long. Day 7. The mutation, the power went out. Elena's phone buzzed with a final alert. "Do not go outside. Do not let them in. They are learning." She peered through the blinds. The streets were littered with bodies, some torn apart. Others changed. One stood motionless under a streetlight, its head tilted as if listening. Then, slowly, it turned and looked directly at her window. It smiled. Alina stumbled back. They weren't mindless. They were adapting. A thud at her door, then another, then scratching. Something was trying to pick the lock. Day 10. The end, the last broadcast was a garbled voice repeating, there in the walls. Alina crouched in her bathroom, a scalpel clutched in her shaking hand. The scratching had turned to knocking. Then voices mimicked, but wrong. "Alina, let us in." The doorknob rattled. Outside, the city burned, and in the darkness between the flames, shadows moved, patient by patient, door by door, until there was no one left to scream.